Okay, Kung Lao, Possessed Hat, and Buzzsaw. So, this is a weird couple of moves. So, Possessed Hat replaces Hat Toss for this, which throws 2 hats, so it's a 6% projectile. It has the weirdest coverage, but it does decent chip damage. That's the big thing about this move. On block, you're looking at like 3% chip, basically. So, think about it. It does 1.5, 1.3, so you're looking at almost 3% chip every time. And on hit, it does 6. So you're looking at almost like, I'd say about 35% of its damage-ish on block is annoying. But the crazy thing about this is even at point blank, we're so used to seeing Kung Lao do like hat toss on block. You'll block the first hat and you'll think, right, time to move in. And then even though his animation doesn't change, he still throws the second hat. So it's minus 13, it's still unsafe, but we're used to seeing Kung Lao do, like, this, and it's like, oh, hat toss, now I press. He doesn't move, second one still comes out. Whenever I've fought against, like Derpy was playing this, whenever I fought against Derpy using this, that was the most strange thing, was doing this point blank, was like, hang on a minute, wait a minute, punish, but his hand is still there, and then the second hat comes out later. It's a weird projectile. It's very weird. It's unorthodox. It has a strange angle to it. Not terrible, but it's going to need the right moves to complement it to make it worth it, I think. Buzzsaw, however, this move, this is weird. So you hold the button, so you press it, and it just flies out as a mid projectile, basically. But if you hold it, you can move it. And wherever you let go, that's where it will go. So you can, like, move it down and cover the ground. You can do this. Or, you can amplify it, and then it stays. So if you can, like, move it, amp, and then keep it. So you can do, like, this. You could do, like, that. Like, something like that. Where you're doing it for the throw damage, the throw game. Because you can end combos in, like, if I make a not block, I'll make it auto block. So you could do, like, this. Can you amplify it on here, actually? Because I know Foxy's been using this a lot. Like, Foxy has used a lot of this. But I'm trying to make it... I'm trying to remember how he would actually set it up. Because he would have a certain way of setting it up. And I can't remember what it was. He would basically look for a situation to put this down. Like, put it up or something. Hold it. Cover the sky. You can use it in combos, it's hard. I have seen, like, clips over time, but the whole point of this is it's actually somewhat of a setup tool. Because on hit... Can you combo from it on hit? Oh, I actually don't know if you can. Okay, so at the very least, it's a way to get them to be blocking, so... And when you're blocking Kung Lao, that's when his down 3 game, his back throw, his 1-2, right? Like, all of this is going to get really annoying when there's constantly stuff on the screen that forces you to block. Right? Like, it's there, it's set up. You can put it in the air before you amp it so it covers the sky so you can't be jumped in on, but it's still tall enough to hit standing characters. You know, that's still something. You can put it down to the ground so, you know, they can't really down for it. It's unorthodox and it's a bit strange, but I definitely think it has a lot of potential. I think if you go for this and you amp it, yeah, you can teleport too. So, you know, there are things you can do with it. It's strange, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's definitely a little bit different, but I definitely think it has potential. Because I've seen Foxy use it, and Foxy's a big believer. Because you can run... I think he was running Z-Hat and Buzzsaw, I think. He was running Z-Hat and that. So Z-Hat being on block, like... Z-Hat being such a threat that you have to respect. When you're respecting Z-Hat enough, then he does the Buzzsaw, and then it's like, boom, it's on the screen. The move doesn't work properly. It's weird. Like, I don't know if it's going to get changed at all, but from what I saw Foxy doing of it, it looked pretty cool. But it definitely is a little bit jank. I am on PC, Tento, yes. And then we have Unused 2. Where you have Hat Possession. So this is definitely... So this is orbiting Hat with a bigger radius in front of them. So The biggest problem for this move, I'm going to say outright, is yes, it has orbiting hats like meter spend, but the problem is mainly look at the amount of time you don't have the hat. Like, look at the amount of time you don't have it. Like, you can still spin, but you can't do projectile, you can't do whatever for a long time. Like, this, I do not understand this move really at all. I don't see what it's meant to do. Like, if I control Jade, right? And I make Kung Lao do it. Right. So I'm Jade now. Like, even if I'm trying to go into it, you see what I mean? Like, it's if it was like a set full circle that stopped you moving a certain point, maybe. But you have to, like, and then if you move forward, right? Like, if this hits me, and I shadow kick before it's in the orbit, you block and the hat disappears. But if it happens to be the time where, there we go, like that maybe, it can hit me. But, Jade can probably just glow it. But it follows you, right? So even if I move, oh no, it doesn't follow me. It stays in that radius. But yeah, Jade can just glow it for sure. But like, it puts it around them where they're standing. But I don't get it. I really don't get it. I would love to explain the potential uses, but I don't know. I feel like for a move that, again, it's 2 slots, so it's a heavy investment. You don't have the hat, so you lose all of your hat moves, basically. I feel like this does less for you than it does them. I feel like your opponent isn't going to care about this, because it costs a bar of both. You lose a lot of utility, and your opponent doesn't really have to care about it. You know, I don't know. I feel like that one doesn't have too much of a purpose. As much as I'd love to be optimistic, I don't see it. But custom Kung Lao is going to be able to do like great Kung Lao stance to get like meterless combos off of the auto shimmy, and then have like Z hat if you want. You can do that into orbiting hat. I think great Kung Lao stance plus something else is going to be like a better version of Order of Light. I think that could be really cool. Now, there really aren't many moves at all with Jade, unfortunately. Delia's dance is an interesting one, however, because instead of the the staff spin, you get Delia's dance, which is this. It is a frame data. Right, it is a +8 on hit. So you know, it's a plus on hit move. Gives you a little bit of advantage, decent chunk of damage, but on block -13, but you can amp it to make it safe. So you basically get true safety on block. And chip. Look at that chip damage. That's the big thing. This is Jade with chip. So on hit you get that, and then that. So you're gonna be able to turn anything on hit into Delia's dance, and then if I try and I'll make him duck so I can test the jailing. Right. I'll make him jump, actually. I'll make him jump. Make him jump back. Right. What do I have that I can jail with? Okay, standing one. So we'll do this. Or 2. What about standing 2? That'll be better. Right, let's try standing 2. There you go. So you're looking at anything on hit into this. Just added like 5%. Like 5% on block anytime you want. Like, that is a tremendous amount of chip damage for her to have. Obviously, like, she does lose the staff spin, so corner damage takes a big hit, corner carry takes a big hit. But, I don't think it restands either. How do you combo into it? Does anyone know? Do you combo into it? I'll go into the corner and I'll make him stop jumping. Because the big thing about this move is just chip. Like, safe chip damage every time you get a touch. And Jade gets a lot of plus frames and scenarios that you kind of have to deal with it. Alright, so let's try. Right, so it doesn't restand. It's not a terrible damage for, like, an ender. But, you know, you're losing a lot of corner utility. But, at the same time, you're gaining massive chip damage and safety. You know, you can still... There you go. You can use it as an ender. You can you can basically just make everything safe if you want. If they expect the amp and you don't amp, obviously you're going to get away with it and be, you know, much better off. And the pushback. The pushback is a big one on it. If we go to mid-screen, like, look how far it's going to push him back. It's like, I want you to go away, please. And there you go. We're like, this is perfect Jade distance. Like, where it pushes you back is exactly where she wants you to be. So it's definitely not bad. I think that might actually be it as well. I don't think she has many. I think that may have been the only one for her. Yeah, so that is basically the only Jade move we haven't seen. But I can see how that could fit into the Jade game plan. You know, if you are playing, like, for example, if you're against a character that you just, you know, you don't really need to worry about the corner, and it's more about neutral control, because you can still have the glow and do this, right? So if you're playing like Emerald Defender, and you've got like Adenian Spark, the Air Boomerang, you know, and you're really playing for like keep away, and when anyone gets close, where again, like, what normally holds Emerald Defender back? Emerald Defender is normally held back by having a really weak up-close game. So if you're like keeping people away and you've got all these projectiles and they can't move in on you, and then they get close, you just do like down one Delia's Dance, boom, now I'm at a range that I can start running away again. You know, you have any space whatsoever, Delia's Dance, amplify it, and now you're away. It's almost like Cetrion Rockwall, kind of, just do it on block, push away. Only whereas Rockwall can be flawless blocked, this one can't be. So you're gonna have, you know, that kind of point blank, just press a button, go away, amplify, reset that neutral, and now I'm playing at a better range. So definitely not a bad move, you know, not the flashiest, but definitely going to help to Jade's game plan, definitely. Who next?